If he said that, then it's rubbish. He knows exactly what goes on at the Finance and General Purposes Committee. He's the bloody chairman after all. Chairperson, then what difference does it make, except to his wife? Except to his missus. I don't think that's disrespectful to me. Well, it's not what I meant. Yes, I'll tell him. Goodbye, Mrs. Taylor. Would you be insulted by what I just said? Would you?
Of course not.
I'd like to see Mr. Sissons, please.
Yes. Hello, Mr. Wyatt. Well, you've left it a bit late this time, haven't you? It's 12 o'clock, he's had a busy morning. So let's make it next week when there's more time. Much better then, don't you think? When there's more time.
It's 3 minutes to, and next week's no good to me.
He's got a lunch in half an hour, Mr. Wyatt. Still someone in with him, and he'll have no news anyway. Nothing's come through to me, not this week, so there's not much point today, is there? Let's make a definite appointment for next week.
I want to see him now.
Well, Jeff, how have you been keeping then?
Mr. Wyatt's coming to see you next Saturday. Jack, I've told him there's no news.
I want to see you now.
Oh, something happened your end? Something new? Some new development we don't know about?
That's right.
Yes, well, I suppose you'd better come next door.
I'll warn them.
It's just that I've got to be the other side of town in 5 minutes.
It's not funny.
The Home Office hasn't uttered a word, not a whisper. But don't despair. We're not finished yet. I don't know how well up on parliamentary procedure you are, Jeff. The next session there's to be a fresh ballot for private members' bills. Now, a private members' bill can be introduced by an MP, any MP, myself included, and he
They're
can
going to
introduce
listen
any
to
bill.
me this time, Mr. Sissons. I've got new evidence. My Paul's been gone 18 years, and enough is enough.
What have you got there, Jeff?
4.5 pounds of plastic explosive on 2 traction springs, triggered by a Mark VI detonator. 1 jerk, and we're blown to bits.
Tough policeman, I can't go around looking for alphabetic spaghetti.
Get it?
All right, you get it.
Sissy?
This week's special offer is Spanish Burgundy at £1 a bottle. Also, we have a new selection of French cheese with our cheese counter.
Oh, here it
Our
is.
own brand of washing up liquid. 3p off this week. Mandarin oranges.
Oh, so that's alphabetic spaghetti. What are we doing? Having a party?
We've got a present for you.
Oh, yeah, what is it? No, don't tell me. Alphabetic spaghetti. Yeah.
Steve.
Hello, Mr. Bonney.
Hello, Jimmy.
Different without a beard.
Yeah?
Yeah, it makes you look older.
Oh,
What are you
thank
doing
you very
here? You're
much.
supposed to be on the duty roster.
You wanted.
Oh, no, I'm not. It's my weekend off. You go and find Mr. Tate. Come
Mr. Tate sent me. It's very important. He wants you at Brook Road straight away. It's a big one, Steve.
on. All right. You find out where I got that lot and put it back. Come on, Jim.
Bye, Mr. Bonney.
Bye, Jimmy.
Why not try a sample of our own brand of breakfast juices at a special demonstration?
Jimmy, come on.
They didn't listen, did they?
Look, Jeff, I'm 1 MP out of 630. I don't run the country.
Well, that's what we're here for, isn't it?
Look, in 10 minutes, half the reporters in this district will be here. I'm known to most of them personally, and that's a big plus, believe me.
You'll not get it off me, Mr. Sissons.
Because he couldn't have done it. If you could see him, you'd know what I mean. Much as he could do to mend a fuse, I should think.
You sure of that?
Look, I know it. All this is ridiculous. I mean, it's right what you're doing. But if he's got a real bomb in there, I'm a Tory.
What's happening?
You have to use the media if you're going to get your point across. With your experience, you must know that.
If you touch it, the pin will come out.
Look, Jeff, this is our greatest opportunity. Have you really got some new evidence? Or was that just an excuse to get in here?
And the same thing will happen, Mr. Sissons, if you try to take these keys off me.
Poor old sod must be 110.
He's over 70 anyway.
He doesn't give up, does he?
You mean he's done this before?
He makes me feel old. A few years ago, he was doing it all the time. After young Wyatt was hanged.
Ha!
About 15 years ago? Yeah. Very famous case called the South Downs murder. The old man started a campaign to clear his son's name. Banners, petitions, climbing into the royal enclosure basket. You name it, he tried it. There's even been a book about it.
3. There's been 3.
Was there some doubt over the verdict, then?
If you believe the Sunday papers, they rediscover the case every few years. Was Paul Henry Wyatt guilty? That sort of thing. It helps circulation.
Bomb disposals arrived.
Louise, call his mum, will you? It's under H.
And take him home? Oh, Dad.
We're not going anywhere until they promise my son a queen's pardon.
What's on the other end of that?
And who the bloody hell might you be? Sorry, sir. As soon as we got it fixed inside, it'll go straight to the MP's own phone on his desk. That's the plan, anyway.
Right. Let me know when it's ready.
Sir, one thing, sir. I thought we were handling this within the division.
Now, where's your top brass?
Super's over there, and Inspector...
I said top brass.
On their way,
That's what
sir.
I thought. Let me know when it's ready.
Chances of the bomb being real, well, remote to say the least.
You're taking no chances.
We never take chances, Mr. Tate. Excuse me, sir, I have work to do.
I'm glad to see Division's got things well in hand.
What are we doing here, sir?
We're here because a man called Stephen John Perry is one of our targets, and I want him.
My Paul died instead of that man. Anybody that knows anything about this case knows that Perry did it, but they won't come out and say so. I'm going to show you something now. Dear Mum and Dad.
This is the last chance I will have to thank you for all you have done for me. I feel I'll let you down, but I'll never kill that girl, Dad. I swear, it is no lie, but the honest truth. I still don't know why I'm here, and I don't know if I will be brave when they open the door, but I will try. I am innocent. All my love, and to our people, your son, Paul.
2 hours later, they put the sack over his head. He was 22. Yet he called for his man in the end.
Come on, Jeff. We're going home. Jeff! I was only going to answer the telephone.
Get away. Get right away.
Hello? Mr. Wyatt? Mr. Sissons? This is Detective Superintendent Hackett. Is that Mr. Wyatt I'm talking to? If you can hear me, Mr. Wyatt, I'd like to come up and have a word with you. Will that be all right? I know you've got the door locked, so I won't try and come in. I just want to help, Mr. Wyatt. That's the honest truth. Mr. Wyatt? Mr. Wyatt?
Police. They've taken the phone over. Well, how are you going to get in touch with the Home Secretary now?
What was this new evidence?
The old man just shouted through the door something about a letter from a journalist. And could I get hold of the Home Secretary? Could I get hold of the Home Secretary?
Mr. Tate!
It's now or never. Will you give me 5 minutes?
Could I have a word with you, sir?
Certainly,
Private,
Superintendent.
please. Will you leave that equipment alone, please?
I thought I told you to look after
him.
it.
Come on, Jimmy.
Good luck, Dad.
Get off. Bonnie, keep the Wallies away from this phone till I get back.
While I'm still in charge here, you're welcome, sir, of course, as an observer. But when it comes to handling our equipment, I really must ask you to keep your people well out of the way.
What did you mean while he was still in charge?
The Chief Constable's coming, sir, with a psychiatrist.
You mean a psychologist?
Well, that's for the Chief Constable to say, sir.
I'm sure he'll get it right.
Mr. Wyatt, it's Steve Hackett. I spoke to you just now on the phone. Is it all right if I come onto the landing and talk to you through the door?
Would you like me to talk to him? I could ask him to go away. It's better to talk, isn't it? I could ask to be put through to the Home Office. Would you like that?
Mr. Wyatt, I'm here. It's just me, no one else.
Hello. This is Jack Sissons. We need time. We may want to contact the Home Office. Or perhaps talk to one of the newspapers in due course.
Who did you want to talk to first, Mr. Wyatt?
We haven't made up our mind yet.
How do you know? What do you know about my mind?
Val, is this all they find us? Come on, we'll soon get you sorted out.
What are they doing?
We're setting up what we call an operations centre. Now, you sit there, and I'll just go and telephone your mum, OK?
She won't be in.
Mr. Wyatt, if you tell me what you want, I'll do my best to see you get it.
I've seen the best that policemen can get. I know what you want. You want talk, 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 talk until I give in, don't you?
No, that's not what I want, Mr. Wyatt.
Well, what do you want? What do you really want?
All right, I'll tell you. I want to be away from here in about half an hour so I can take my little boy to the zoo like I promised him. And I want to nail a man named Raymond John Perry. We've been watching him for a couple of years now, on and off. I'd welcome the chance to talk to him again.
Son, are you listening?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm listening.
Get him. Bring him in.
If I knew where he was.
You'll find him. Mr. Johnson knows where Perry is. The bloody murderer.
Yeah, I know him. Sergeant, Regional Crime Squad. Hello, Bonney. What brings the Regional Slime Squad?
In connection with one of our targets.
Local MP, is that? Got him under surveillance, have you? I'll just have a look around. Don't go leaving any dabs, Bonney. And don't disturb the museum either.
Charlie! What does that tell you?
Say again?
Yes, give it to me slowly, okay?
Yeah? Yeah, I've got that.
Oi.
What are you doing still here?
Mum's not in. But what does the O stand for?
Bonney?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I've
want you
got
outside the constituency offices.
Yeah.
Yeah, right away, right away. I want to know who comes in, who goes out, what they're doing, what they have for breakfast. Go now.
Steve, bomb disposal confirmed it. He had exactly the right ingredients to make a bomb in his back shed. God knows where he got it from. And that is not all. Ministry of Defence, the old man's military record.
Royal Army Ordnance Corps. Right.
Last Saturday it was bloody football hooligans.
Just you'll be grateful this isn't Italy.
Or Germany.
Try ringing again, will you?
Sure.
I'll see you.
See you, Dad. Louise. Mum's gone to Brighton.
Glad you're here, sir. The situation as I see it
I've already
is
spoken to Tate. This is Dr. Stewart, a psychologist. He needs to speak to citizens on the phone.
This way,
Can I go to the lavatory? I can't escape. Window's too small.
Seven.
Yes, 37.
Louise, message for Tate.
No.
Johnson is having lunch in a press club in London. I'm on my way.
Egg and tomato.
Hello, like to see.
There you go.
Mother's gone to Brighton. That's Steve's boy, Jimmy. His father's on his way to London to have lunch with the journalist Johnson.
Lloyd Johnson, journalist, scribbler.
Mr. Wyatt? Mr. Wyatt? Mr. Wyatt? Mr. Wyatt?
What difference would it make if they do arrest Perry? He's not likely to confess.
He did in 1962.
Yes, in Brussels. Then he retracted every word.
Ah, but that was Brussels.
Come on, get over.
Well, it's an ill wind.
Well, at best the government gets credit for saving the lives of an old man and an MP. At worst, we strengthen our law and order platform.
Well, that's if you want to be crude about it, and you obviously do.
Mr. Wyatt, this is Dr. Stewart from the hospital. Will you pick up the phone, please? Let Mr. Sissons have a word. His wife is here. She'd like to reassure the children. There'll be no trickery. The chief constable has given me his word. If you'd like some hot drinks, they can be pulled up to you on a rope.
Good with the ropes.
Look, Jeff, if you'll tell me what's in that letter, I'll see if I can get them to interview Perry. Will you let me try?
That lad'll nail him.
But the policeman? Not without fresh evidence. Look, Jeff, I'm still your MP. I can still help.
What with, the committee? No, I'm going to the top.
Minister.
Chief Constable Spencer.
No, sir, my name's Tate. The Chief Constable's on the scene now. My job is simply to take it
There's
down.
the press there now.
Yes, sir.
I want the full picture first. Can you brief me?
Yes, I can. This way.
Go on.
He claims he's convinced his father that Zionism was dead. Well, it isn't. And now, somebody else is mayor of New York.
Mr. Johnson, I recognise you from your book cover.
I am.
My name's Hackett. I'm a policeman. You don't know me.
You're right, I don't.
I need to speak to you urgently.
Well, speak urgently.
You recently wrote a letter to a man named Wyatt.
And there's no way in except up these stairs or through the front window. That's if we rule out entry through the roof.
What does the psychologist say?
Oh, he hasn't made contact yet, I'm afraid.
So it's the usual waiting game.
Mr. Tate, do you think it's a real bomb?
We have the means to make it real, sir.
But in your opinion?
In my opinion, it's a bluff. That's my opinion.
Excuse me, sir. Sergeant Bonney's just called in. They've made contact.
Yes. Yes, I understand that, Mr. Sissons. But a minister has arrived from the Home Office, and I shall have to refer to him first.
Never mind. Just tell him that in my judgment, it is vital that we have the Home Secretary on this phone in person as soon as possible.
When I wrote that book, certain aspects of the case were still sub judice. Perry was gallivanting around Europe, shouting about the South Downs murder.
Oh, boasting about the South Downs murder. I mean, claiming he did it.
Yeah, then denying again. Good God, man, he was paid for that story. Perry's a sensation seeker, an opportunist.
Do you really believe that?
Is that a serious question? Don't you know his history?
Well, why didn't you say so in your book? I mean, come straight out with it.
Because...
Or in one of those articles you wrote in the Sunday papers. I seem to remember that you went to a great deal of trouble to cast doubt on the verdict, to suggest that Paul Wyatt was innocent.
Because there's such a thing as opinion, which you can't state as fact. As a policeman, you should know that.
Oh, I do. But you're an opinion maker, aren't you? That's a different matter.
I invite people to form their own opinions by presenting the facts. It's called journalism.
Or by leaving certain facts out. That's the trick.
They don't even teach you to be offensive effectively in the police, do they?
You need a new set of prejudices for Christmas. Your old one's wearing a bit thin.
Is that what passes for a brilliant riposte in the police college?
Was Paul Henry Wyatt guilty of the South Downs murder or not?
Well, the jury said so, didn't they? And the judge obviously agreed, and so did the appeal court twice. Must you leave so soon?
I'm asking you, Mr. Johnson. You've studied his case for the last 15 years and made a great deal of money out of it. That's why I'm here. Now, as a matter of opinion, who did the murder?
The question is absurd. And this, conversation, if you can call it that, is at an end.
Listen, there's an old man out there...
Oh, wonderful, wonderful physical violence. Neo-fascist answer to everything.
I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson. It's my, reactionary conditioning. I must get it fixed. You see, there are 2 lives at stake in a little street near where I live. Now, unlike you, I'm not going to solve all the world's problems this afternoon, but I would like to solve this problem, because there's not one reason why either of those men should die. Now, if you've got any simple humanity left, under your concern for the masses, you might tell me, off the record, if you know of any grounds for reopening the South Downs murder case.
Well, if I did, I wouldn't tell you first.
Spoil your next article, would it?
Betrayal of confidence.
Repair his confidence. Oh, he's been shouting his mouth off again, has he? Giving you more information?
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, that's what they call an educated guess at the police college. What did you write to old man Wyatt in that letter?
Private correspondence.
Something to stir the old man up, was it? Something to make the case more newsworthy? Something to earn you another fortune? Where is he? Perry.
Isn't he one of your so-called targets? Isn't that what you said? You find him. Looks like I've got a story to cover, doesn't it?
Hello, incident room.
Hi, Bonney. What's happening?
Steve, hello. Well, the Army's sent down some extra bomb personnel, and there's a lot of top brass from the Home Office down here. Well, I suppose it's because he's an MP. Apart from that, nothing. Cheers, Paddy.
Yeah, well, there is now. A man called Perry used to be on the target list 2 years ago, horse doping. Was local, but he's moved. I want him found.
Perry? Is that a Raymond John Perry?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, well, Tate's on to division about him now. I think he has been found.
Has he?
Perry had an alibi. Paul didn't. And then that lorry driver picked Paul out in the identity parade, and that was that.
Perry was Paul's friend, though.
Ah, the bloody gangster, that Perry. He had the boy nicking cars, and then he had him hanged for something he did himself.
Can't force him to come, you know. We've nothing definite on him.
Where is he, then?
Drinking. All the afternoon. Division tracked him down in Brentfield. Sapphire Club.
Sapphire Club?
Surprised me, too.
Well, he's kept that a secret, hasn't he? Right, I'm on my way.
We don't want any ugly scenes, Stephen. He knows your face. As I remember, he doesn't like it. So I sent the lad.
What, Bonney?
He can't take a joke. He shouldn't have joined. There's no good sending Sergeant Colbert, is it? In any case, she's searching out Paul Wyatt's one-time fiancée. Might even find her. Get back, Stephen.
We're closed down here.
And some people have all the fun.
Paul never did those things to that girl. Paul liked girls. He was where he said he was, going to meet young Sandra.
Paul did burn his jacket.
Oh, look. He'd been nicking cars. Admitted that, even in court. It's the grease, you see.
He had blood on his skin.
His own blood. He smashed a car window. But it happened to be the same blood group as the dead girl.
There's no fresh evidence against Perry or anybody else.
Oh, yes, there is. It's Perry's alibi. That woman. She said she spent the night with him, right? The whole night. She's lying.
How do you make that out?
It's all in this letter from Mr. Johnson. And that's what I'm going to tell the Home Secretary.
Not at all, no. We're taking this very seriously indeed, as any responsible government must, especially when lives are at stake.
Are there any plans for the personal intervention of the Home Secretary? I understand that a demand has been made.
Not at this stage, no. There are no plans for that.
Well, will the government accede to the kidnapper's other demand to reopen the South Downs murder case?
Well, that's a matter for the due process of law. If new evidence were to be produced, then the law would take its course, as in any other case.
Has there been any new evidence?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Minister, this is the first time a British Member of Parliament has been held in a case like this. Are we moving towards the continental trend, do you think, of kidnapping politicians?
Well, we all hope not, don't we?
Jeff, you're not really going to kill yourself. Me? Endanger all those people outside? Not really. We both know that. Be honest. You've got as much publicity as anyone could want.
I came here to get the Queen's pardon for my Paul, and I'm not leaving until I get it. I'd rather die.
Jeff, tell me about this new evidence. What was wrong with Perry's alibi?
He was never with that woman. Nancy.
Nancy? Perry's girlfriend wasn't called Nancy.
That's what he is. A Nancy boy. Queer as the £3 note. It's all here in Johnson's letter. He's a poof.
Excuse me, I'm looking for a Mr. Perry.
Oh, yes. And who are you?
Well, I'm Bonney.
Well, hello, Bonney.
64, 64. 32, 32. All the ones.
But you were Paul Wyatt's girlfriend.
You know what? You're all the same, you people. Council workers, social workers, police. You think you know everything. Well, this time you're wrong.
Then put us right.
Oh, you'll find out soon enough.
What? Find out what?
Well, he's mad, isn't he? Like his precious bloody son. Goes round telling everybody Paul was a saint. Well, he wasn't. Paul was a ruthless, vicious bastard. He'd have killed his grandmother for a fiver.
I see.
Came home that night, started burning his clothes. Oh, I knew what he'd done. Christ, he'd threatened me often enough. I was scared to death of him. Everybody was. If they'd have let him off, I'd have been next.
Did you say this at the trial?
Well, some of it. It's that MP I feel sorry for.
Why not? They're afraid that if they give in once, any crank will be able to make a Prime Minister or the Queen even jump through hoops.
Is that what they think I am?
It's just policy.
My kids are growing up now. One of them's at university. My old man and I work hard to make ends meet. 3 nights a week I work in this dump. Reporters? I could have sold my story 10 times over for thousands. We could have had a house of our own before Jenny was born.
What stopped you?
Oh, God almighty, can't you understand? My eldest was Paul Wyatt's child. How would you tell a kid her real dad was a murderer?
Oh, well, Bonnie Blue Eyes. You come here, boy of mystery, you drink my booze. Fair enough, you've got a nice smile. Who sent you?
You've read the evening papers?
I never touch the stuff.
Well, a friend of mine was talking to a friend of yours this afternoon, Lloyd Johnson, the journalist. He wants to see you.
Who does, Lloyd Johnson or your friend?
My friend.
Who might that be?
Ah, you wouldn't know him. His name's Steve.
Well, why isn't he here himself?
He's straight.
Well, so are these two. They're in the racing game. Now, where's your friend?
He's outside in the car.
I want to know what's in the papers first.
Certainly, the dialogue will continue by all means at our disposal.
Cut. Tailpiece, George, thanks. That was excellent. So, the quiet street that was once a backwater has now turned into a fortress. As you heard, the authorities are quietly confident that they can contain the situation. Whether they contain it or not remains to be seen. What we do know is that for some hours now...
Oh, can I go home now, sir? I've been here since morning. Mr. Hackett wants to see you at the Sapphire Club night. Outside, of course.
And they're taking it seriously? Now, how the hell could he make a bloody bomb?
That's all I know.
Right, let's go and see your friend.
Right. I'll see you.
Oh, no. We're all going to see your friend.
Three 7 to 4-2.
Go 4-2.
Where are you, Fletch, exactly?
Castle Street in Frampton.
So you passed the chip shop?
You mean that big one?
Yeah, I'm starving.
You mean the one where they put them in fancy bags and smother them in tomato sauce?
Yeah, that's the one.
You're right. I passed it.
Oh, it's Mr. Hackett. So you're his friend, Stephen.
Hello, Johnny.
Why didn't you come in yourself, Stephen? I'd have bought you a drink.
No, I don't like your friends.
You don't know any of my friends.
Oh, yes, I do, Johnny. I know some of them. This one, for instance, I know him. I mean, we've met before, haven't we, son? Richard Henry Wilson.
Damn it! You bloody fool! What'd you do that for? He's suffering! On your way! Right! Hello. Hey! Hey! Come on! Oh, what is this? Get off! You got nothing on me.
Oh, I should think so with him after you.
Oh, Johnny. Now that's assaulting an officer.
You can do better than that. That's all you're getting.
Well, let's go back to the start, shall we? Paul Wyatt is hanged. That makes you safe. You toddle off to Brussels where you confess to the murder. A week later, you deny it, Johnny. Why?
How much they pay for it?
The gentlemen of the press. Ask them. Lloyd Johnson writes a book.
Implying your guilt.
And you help him.
How much did you get for that?
You must be joking. I've had more in a week than you can earn in a year.
But not lately, though, have you, Johnny? I mean, the racetrack rackets don't pay like they used to, do they?
So you've gone back to Lloyd Johnson, told him a load of rubbish and got him to write another article.
Was Paul Wyatt really innocent?
All over again.
But now, a poor old man's gone off his rocker and wants a pardon for his son.
So, did you do it or didn't you?
Of course I bloody didn't. Of course he bloody didn't. He was with his girlfriend. You've got a cast-iron alibi, haven't you, Johnny?
I have now. The bitch died last year.
Yeah, but your tastes have changed since then, haven't they, Johnny?
The times have changed. I can screw who I like now.
Perry! Your private life doesn't interest us at all. Tomorrow, though, we are going to be talking about horse doping, intimidation, GBH, robbery with violence, assaulting a police officer. So much more fascinating than your personal affairs or even your newspaper fantasies. Don't you think so?
Excuse me, sir. Telex from Hendon. There's never been any reason whatsoever for reopening the South Downs murder case.
Well, that's it then, isn't it?
Well, not entirely. It seems the minister from the Home Office feels that Perry's arrest has brought him an unexpected bonus.
What does that mean?
It means he's been talking to a friend of yours.
All in all, your advice has been invaluable, Mr. Johnson.
Glad to be of help, Minister. All this equipment, experts, and we're powerless. I only hope your idea works, Mr. Johnson.
Well, it seems the obvious thing, doesn't it? I mean, you can't leave Sissons in there indefinitely.
All right. Now, who's going to do it?
Local man, sir. Superintendent Hackett.
Why me?
Because he trusts you. When he heard of Perry's arrest, he remembered your name. It's as simple as that.
You mean the poor old sod thinks I nicked Perry for the South Downs murder?
In a word, yes.
I hate this bloody job.
It's a bit late for that, Stephen.
Steve. Yeah. I'll be over at the barrier if you want me.
Mr. Wyatt! It's Steve Hackett. I've got some news for you. I'm alone. I'm coming up.
He's come. I told you he would.
Mr. Wyatt, can you hear me? They told you I got Perry. Well, he's confessed. He's signed a statement, so, well, it looks as though there'd be a free pardon for your son after all.
Come on, Jeff. We've won. Come in.
Bomb disposal downstairs. Get them up here quick.
What for? To dismantle a bag of groceries? That's all that's in there, you know. Look for yourself. Don't know much about publicity, do you, Hackett?
Mr. Wyatt? Mr. Wyatt, there's a hot drink downstairs. Hey, you must be parched.
For you, I got them specially. Your favorite. I always get them when I know you're coming home. Now you go on. I'll be down in a minute. Tell your ma'am I'm washing my hands. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Eh? Well, go on, Paul. Your tea's getting cold. Oh, and Paul, you can tell your ma'am that you and I are going fishing tomorrow.
We're worried about you, Jack.
Thank you,
Glad you're
Mr.
all right.
Baker.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Bonney!
I'm bringing him out. Good. I don't want a single reporter, photographer, politician within 100 miles of here. It's bad enough having to lie to him. You got it?
Got it.
Captain Mitchell! Captain Mitchell! The aid of the chief officer of the report. Sergeant Box! Get them over there! Get them over there! Going to the back of the building! Get those people back! Sergeant Box! Sergeant Box! Get them over there! Captain Mitchell! Get those people back! The aid of the chief fire officer before entering!
Before you file your last story on the Wyatt case, Mr. Johnson, who is going to pardon that?
There isn't going to be an article, Mr. Hackett.
Really, he's fine. I'm expecting him any second. Hold on, he's here. It's Jimmy's mum.
Hello? Yeah. Yeah, no, he's fine. Yeah. No, he's been as good as gold. Hey? Of course I've been looking after him. What do you mean, don't you trust me? Did you have a nice time in Brighton? Good. Listen, I'll bring him back tomorrow. After lunch, as I promised. All right. Bye-bye. Jimmy. Hey. Wake up, soldier.
No, Dad.
Hello, Jim.
Where have you been? It's been great.
They had a radio transmitter. They wouldn't put us out guns, and they let me make the tea for them.
Ah, you've had a wonderful time then, have you?
Yeah. They solved the whole thing without you, Dad.
You solved the whole thing without me? You haven't missed me then?
No, why? You miss me?
No, not at all, no. I've been too busy worrying about my stomach, haven't I? I'm starving.
So am
Shall I take you out to dinner?
I. Yeah.
What do you fancy? No, don't tell me.
Alphabet spaghetti.